will the 49ers make a trade?
Like I think a lot of the 49ers are bringing Jawan Jennings back. They're bringing Christian McCaffrey back. They're bringing Jake Moody back. They're bringing Dre Greenlaw back in a little while, right? So in some regards, they brought back guys. They made a trade without trading. So there's part of that. But if you look at the history of Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch, they do make trades at the bye week. Last year they got Chase Young, Christian McCaffrey. I do expect the 49ers to go get somebody. Is it going to be that big splash that people are wanting? Probably not. I think they get something at the D line and or at wide receiver, but not something that you're like, holy shiz, with Super Bowl. I don't know if that's coming, but I do think they make some kind of move.
Yeah, like they might trade a 6th round pick for someone, possible. I don't think they're gonna do much, which is interesting. In the past, like when they traded for Chase Young, they traded a 3rd round pick for him. That was a big splash. He was a former number 2 pick. He's a name, and they talked about him like this is the guy who's gonna put us over the edge. They really talked about him that way, from Lynch to the players. The same thing with Christian McCaffrey. They've made big splashes where they're like, you know what, we feel like we're one guy away. They've said stuff like that. I feel like they think Christian McCaffrey's that big splash.
Yeah, that's the one guy
And
away.
so again, that's a lot of pressure on Christian. And if he's the Christian they remember, then they're right. But if he's not, if he practices for a week and then feels sore again, like he did in training camp and before week 1, then they're gonna either have wished that they traded for someone, or maybe they're acknowledging like we're just not that good without Christian, and there's really no point. That would be bleak.
I think they go get a guy like a Kendrick Bourne at receiver, and they get like a top 20 defensive lineman from somebody. That's probably what they do. I do think they go do that, but I think more than anything, they're going to be relying on Christian McCaffrey over anybody else. I think the 49ers earlier in this season, when they paid all of these guys, they made that decision to go all in and win the Super Bowl by paying their existing dudes. So I do think they still believe in this team and their potential to go win a Super Bowl this year. And so therefore, I think they make some kind of trade, and we'll find out about it today or tomorrow before the deadline. But I also don't expect it to be some big, huge name that's going to really just make a huge difference. I think they're relying, like you said, on Christian McCaffrey for that.
Yeah. So if you're expecting, because it's like you saw what the Ravens got Deontay Johnson, the Lions are going to get Zadarius Smith. Teams that really think, am I wrong about that? Thought I read that.
It's rumored. I don't think it's finalized, but
Rumored.
that's what's supposed to happen. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll see what happens. But like if the Lions are making moves like that and the Ravens are making moves like that, like those are teams that are already ahead of the 49ers.
They have to.
Probably better than the 49ers. And now
Yeah.
they're just getting back. Like the Chiefs went and got DeAndre Hopkins. Where is your corresponding move? It's got to be
Yeah.
Christian.
Yeah. And I think, you look at the two positions where they could use some help. Receiver would be one of them, and defensive line somewhere. I think those are the two main positions that jump out at you. If Dre Greenlaw wasn't coming back, I would say linebacker. But I also don't think a linebacker is just the kind of position you could just throw out there as easily as a receiver or defensive lineman. I think it takes time to learn the offense and defense with the 49ers. So I do expect them to get receiver and also somebody on the defensive line.
I'm just feeling cynical about the way they're feeling about this team. I feel like they're cynical. Like they're acting like, you know what? Ayuk's not here. Greenlaw may come back, but if he does, like what'll he be? This just isn't our year. So we're not going to make some big move at the deadline. Christian's coming back. You never know. Maybe Christian changes everything, but barring that, it's just not our year. We've had a lot of bad luck, and we'll get Ayuk back next year, and Christian will be at 100% next year, and maybe Greenlaw too. But this year, I don't know.
I don't think the 49ers think that. I think a lot of the fan base thinks that. I think a lot of content creators think that. I probably think that way.
What about
Actually, I
Kyle?
do. I don't think Kyle thinks that way. I think Kyle thinks
Okay.
he can pull this off. I do.
Okay.
And every year, if you look at the NFL playoffs, there's always that team at the end of the year that gets hot at the right time, that gets healthy at the right time, and goes on a run. And Kyle has shown that he can go on runs in the past. I 100% think Kyle thinks he can make this happen with Christian McCaffrey coming back. I really believe they're like, oh, Christian's coming back. Drake Greenlaw's coming back. We're going to be good. Watch. I really think that's how they think.
Possible. Absolutely possible. Take some more
Mhm.
stats. Matt McEwen says Ojolari, sorry, spelling. Go get him.
The Giants have said they don't really want to trade him. He's a guy that I told, on the four-man front, that's who I said they should go get. But it sounds like the Giants don't have interested in trading him.
That's
They
good
probably
because they're
should.
going places. They're
Right.
going places. Keith Murphy, the unbeaten, says Baltimore keeps giving Lamar weapons. Look at acquiring Henry. Well, they're looking at this year as this is their year for sure. This might be the best team they've had. Lamar's he's won 2 MVPs and this might be his best year yet.
Right.
In fact, it is.
Yeah, he's doing good.
Blood Moon says outside Kittle, no TN, no TE2 concerning wide receiver. No, go get Njoku. Sure.
I'd be down. That's a position I wanted them to address, and they've tried to address for a long time and haven't been able to get. I'd be down for that.